college 1978. So what, 45 years. My dad and his partner farmed. They were John Deere dealers. They farmed at night. I farmed with my dad and my brother for a little bit. My brother got injured and a bad back and stuff like that, so he quit. And Jake had got out of high school, and that's what he wanted to do. That's all he's ever wanted to do.
I graduated in 2005, but started well before then. I think I started running a combine when I was 15, so I've run a combine for 21 years. And we've slowly grown every year and continue to grow. Farming with Dad has its moments, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world.
Sometimes it's like two bulls butting heads. Any father, son, if they tell you they don't, they're not really telling you the truth as far as I'm concerned. But
I owe him a lot to where we are now.
I started farming 2001 with my dad, and then worked at Herzog for like 6 years. So 2007 on, I've been farming full time. Yeah, so my dad, he's kind of transitioning into retiring. So basically, it's my brother and I to keep the Dethridge Farms going, I guess, in the future. That hopefully my son will want to do it too when he gets old enough.
How long has your dad been farming?
Oh, shoot, he's 70 now, so I'd say probably at least 50 years. Long time.
So my little brother Blaine, he graduated from Mizzou last December, and so this is really his first year back. So he's doing a really good job learning the ropes of the combine. Kind of demoted Dad to the trucker role, which I think he really likes. He doesn't get bothered nearly as much on the radio or anything, so I think he's enjoying that. And we're father-son operation, so naturally we butt heads a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, we get along really well, and I absolutely love farming with my little brother and my dad.
Working with my dad and brother, it's pretty cool, honestly. Just getting to show up every day with them. Seeing Trevor's face every morning, I mean, that's kind of hard to get used to. That took some acclimating, but after I got over that part, we got along pretty well. It's just cool. We get in arguments a lot, but you know what? We get over it the next day. And Dad always told me growing up how like he just wished he got to do that with his dad, and like I just couldn't pass up that opportunity.
I started farming in 1994. The guy I grew up working for, putting up hay, retired and had the opportunity to rent his land, and that was where I got started on my own. And I think that was 2001. As I got older, got the opportunity to rent more ground, then I started farming with my dad. And then you know, we've just grown the farm and been fortunate to be successful at it. And then my son, junior in high school, and says he wants to farm. And I know how passionate I was about farming, so I'm hoping I can pass that down to him. But it's expensive to buy land, you know, to rent land, to grow the farm for that next generation.
This year actually was the first year. My grandfather, he's 86 years old, so I'm third generation. He's finally got to the stage where he's ready to retire, if you will. So he's kind of stepped down, and Dad and I now kind of take care of all of his land, and then the stuff that him and I have grown together with as well.
that's kind of the biggest pride and joy of family farming is watching your brothers and siblings, little ones come back and hopefully want to farm with you. It's something that means a lot to me, just knowing that we've grown this operation with family by our side the entire time, and just doing what we can to keep it that way for generations to come.
So, I mean, our crop season starts really about this time for next year, you know. I mean, you've got to make your input decisions. We've already got quite a bit of fertilizer spread on our stuff. We'll fall spray to kill the winter annuals. So, I mean, all that's getting ready to start. So it's a year process. And then around the 1st of April, we'll fire up the planters and get the seed in the ground. And then we've got to protect it with chemicals. And I mean, that lasts all the way between herbicide and fungicide all the way through August.
And then repeat the cycle. And then also after harvest, you got to worry about getting all your grain hauled to the city. Like, it's just kind of a year-round deal, and yeah, just a lot more than planting and harvest, what everybody sees.
Mother Nature has a lot to do with it. And, you know, we can buy all this seed, genetics, seed treatment, chemicals, fungicide. If you don't get the rain at the right time, everything, it's only going to make so much, but it's a rewarding job when you have good years, good yields, good people to work with.
The outside person doesn't really know what goes all into farming.
No. That's the biggest problem. They think it's just go out there and throw something in the ground and it's going to come up. Well, it don't work that way. I mean, there's a lot of long hours and you've got such a short period to do it, and just a lot of the people outside the farming world don't understand us or everybody that farms. They got to figure out where their food comes from, and a lot of people, that's our problem. They have not been taught to where our food comes from.
Well, if you didn't really have the farming, we wouldn't have any clothes or food to eat. So I guess it's pretty important to keep the world going.
I mean, it's one of the most important things in the world. I mean, what is not affected by ag? Any kind of a product is ag based in one way or the other. I mean, the whole world revolves around ag as far as I'm concerned.
I truly love what I do, helping customers have a better ROI, whether it may be through seed, whether it may be through chemical or different biologicals or fungicides, just kind of staying on the up and up. I truly appreciate everything, customers do, and being a farmer, I understand how personal it is to put their trust in me. Being a farmer and selling seed, it gives me a chance to plant the same products that my customers are planting, seeing what they're seeing. I get to see a lot more in different environments probably than most of my customers, because not all my customers are 100% back. So it really gives me some more insight on products that maybe they might be interested in, the next few years or next year, or especially in a year like this year. We had tar spot come in on corn late. I plant 9 or 10 different varieties. There's obviously varieties that handled it and tolerated it way better than others. So it really, without this kind of seat time and windshield time, I wouldn't have that experience and knowledge to go sit in front of them here in a month or two and really make a game plan for their 2024 crop. And also being a farmer myself, I truly appreciate, because there's a lot of people my customers could do business with, and I understand how important it is to choose the right hybrids and choose the right chemicals or fertilizer, whatever it may be. It's make or break. So, I just really honor and thank customers for putting their trust in me and helping their operation succeed. Without them, obviously Eighth Brothers Ag wouldn't exist.
Very fortunate that I get to do what I love to do. It's not work. I mean, it's not a job. Does it have its moments of stress and everything? Yeah, but I still wouldn't trade my worst day for sitting in an office, so that's what I love about it.
Why farming? That is a good question. It's just, it's pride. You're passionate for it. And it's, at the end of the day, it's not how many acres you're covering. It's not the dollars that you're bringing in, because a lot of times there's years where it's never guaranteed. But it's the passion to want to see a family operation stay in business and do what you can to make it survive for many more years to come.